everybody, welcome to the modding video for Dead Space 1. Let's get my notes and everything open up. So in this video we'll be setting up mods for Dead Space 1. Any links that are covered in this video will be in the description below. Get directly to it here. The first mod I wanted to talk about is a save game mod. It's a complete 100% save. I'm not using this on my playthrough, I'll just be starting from nothing. But it's here if you're interested in it. It's not my mod, it's just a mod on the Nexus mods that you can download. And the next one's related to textures. To use this mod, you're going to need a program called Texmod, or Texmod. You can download it here from ModDB. Take it out of the .zip file and put it in your main Dead Space 1 folder with your Dead Space 1.exe. So here's my Dead Space exe, and then here's the Texmod exe. I also advise you to right mouse click the texmod.exe, go to Properties, click the Compatibility tab. Under Settings, check the box for Run this program as an administrator. Programs like trainers and this one need admin privileges a lot of times to work correctly. So you would go over here to it, right click, Properties, Compatibility, and then check this box, Run the program as administrator, click OK. When you do this and you actually double click to run the program, it's going to pop up a little Windows thing asking you to give it the privileges or whatever. Just say yes. Okay, so the main mod here is a 4K resolution texture mod for the character Nicole Brennan in the game. This makes the textures on her mod look higher quality. Unfortunately, the modder who made this didn't do this for all the characters or any other characters, just for her. So you can download this here. This is on ModDB. Take it out of the zip and put it in your main Dead Space 1 folder with your Dead Space 1 exe. And it's labeled. It may not actually be called that. Let me check. Settings. Maybe it is, or maybe I just renamed my version of it, but you can call this whatever you want. It doesn't have to be called that, just as long as it's .tpf. Okay, so note, you will need to run the Texmod program first each time you play Dead Space 1. Then you will select where your Dead Space 1.exe is in Texmod, load your Nicole mod, and then you make sure you click highlight the mod. Doing this makes it an active mod for use. Then run the game from the Texmod program. So I will show you this here. So basically what you want to do is this file, even if you're running it from Steam directly, however you're playing this game, you need to have this be the file you execute, because this is what is going to inject the mod into the game. So just open it normally and it's going to pop this up. Do you want to allow this app from your unknown publisher to make changes to your device? This is just the admin setting, making sure we want to use this, so just say yes. And you're going to have this little window pop up here. Let me minimize this so it's not so much of a distraction. And then you have to do this like every time, I guess. It doesn't save some of these settings, which is annoying, but it doesn't take that long to do. So click left button to select application. So you'll click the folder and then you'll double click, go to wherever your Dead Space game is installed, and then you double click your deadspace.exe, and then it lists it up here. And then package mode, which it's already on, you'll click the folder icon and it's already listed in here once you've selected it before, but if it's not, then click Browse. Go to where your game's installed and where you have the file. Double click the .tpf. You'll see it populate. And then you notice in this column it says no package selected. So if you were to run the game at this point, you would not get the mod active. You would still run the game, the mod would just not work. So you want to highlight it, and then it will say created by short scoring, because this is the guy who created this mod. Then you know it's ready to go. And then when you click the run button, it'll run the game normally. And then when you encounter Nicole throughout the game, she should look better visually. And that's all you have to do. So select your exe for the game, select the mod you want to use, and then run it. And you can use multiple mods together. You can only load one texture mod at a time. It is possible to merge mods together. Please look online for the method. Just make sure they're all highlighted. And I do believe the order matters. So the higher the mod is in the list, the priority it's going to have over the mods that are underneath it. We're only dealing with one mod, so it doesn't matter. These other tabs, logging mode and package build, I didn't change anything in these, so you don't have to either. Just leave these blank. Shouldn't matter. Package mode is all that matters. And this is how you use Texmod. And Texmod is a program that is necessary in other games, older games, even older than Dead Space 1, but I've used Texmod in a lot of other cases, so it's a good learning experience for you guys watching to know how to use this and know that it exists, because you may need to use it in some other situation. Okay. So that covers that, which is the main mod, really the only mod I'm using. The next mod is a first-person mod. I won't be using this mod in my playthrough. It looks pretty cool, though, to try out. I read some of the comments on the forum post for it, and a lot of people like it, think it's really cool. I think it would definitely be interesting. I don't really have an intention to play it on the channel, at least not back-to-back after I've played through Dead Space 1. Normal third person. I don't intend to go back and play it in the first person, but I might in the future on the channel, just to see how it looks. The modder has stated that he is intending to do this also for Dead Space 2, 3, and the remake of 1 that just came out, when he has more free time to do so. Right now he doesn't have time to do it, but he has the intention to do so. You can download this mod for Dead Space 1 on the Nexus mods. And look at the description. This should take you straight to the description tab first. Read the description on the mod, and then look at the forums before you download it, is my recommendation, just to have all the information you can about how it functions. Other mods, besides the mods I've listed above, most of what you will find is going to be weapons or suit reskins. These mods will all generally use the Texmod program to make their changes. That's how graphical changes are made in this game, is using it. The rest of the mods, which I don't really consider to be mods, will be sweet effects or reshade presets to use in the game, just for changing colors and brightening and darkening and things like that people do. I don't really consider the presets for sweet effects or reshade to actually be mods. They are presets. The mods are sweet effects and reshade. I am using reshade myself. I'm not using any particular preset so I'm not recommending one. It's kind of one that I've cobbled together myself based on what I'm wanting to do with it. You can use Sweet Effects. I don't know what version to recommend based on the age of the game, but the most up-to-date current Reshade release, which has replaced Sweet Effects, works because I'm using it. I haven't gone into detail really too much. I've mentioned Reshade in a handful of my playthroughs. If there's interest or people want me to, I may consider making a video just about Reshade, talking about what I know and how to use it, and showing you what I use as a preset. I basically use Reshade when I do use it to inject better anti-aliasing if it's necessary, such as is in the case for Dead Space 1 here, the original game. The AA in the game is not good and just kind of blurs everything to try to soften the edges and get rid of the aliasing. But in turn, it makes all the graphics, or at least the graphics it's applying the anti-aliasing to, look bad. So I'm forcing SMAA through Reshade into Dead Space. And I also do a little bit of color tone adjustments. A lot of horror games are going to be really dark. I don't really use any brightening adjustments through Reshade. I do my brightening adjustments through my video editing software when I edit my videos for YouTube. But you can do color tone adjustments, which I kind of do, because a lot of horror games, they tend to have a blue haze to them. I don't know why. It's just something developers do. I try to take that out so it looks more natural. So I do use Reshade in most cases when I can. Excuse me. I don't find it useful for retro-based games or pixel-based games, retro games, stuff like that. But 3D modern games and stuff, it can be very helpful and useful. But that's really all you're going to find for mods for Dead Space. And the other thing I would say, just talking about Reshade and presets, is most presets are not good. So know that in the back of your mind if you're going to use Reshade, or you are using Reshade and using presets. Realize that a lot of them are not correct. People do not understand what the actual elements they are adjusting do, and a lot of people adjust them too much. A lot of cases, the things you're adjusting in Reshade, less is better or less is more. So people tend to over-exaggerate the settings. And a lot of people tend to make games way, way, way too dark. I don't know why they do this and why they think it looks okay, but they'll make a super dark horror game even darker with a preset where you can't even see things, and it's, obvious it's too dark. If you just look at the default original screenshot and the same image of their preset, and then you notice things in the environment are like totally invisible because they're hidden in shadow or the dark, that's not a good preset. So just be aware of things like that. Some games do need to be darkened, but I wouldn't, I guess if you're doing it, you're better to do it through the game or by other means. You're adjusting your brightening. You shouldn't really do that through Reshade, but with Reshade, just mostly worry about fixing your aliasing in game and possibly color tones, maybe dulling out bloom if it's too much or something. So in the next video here, I hope all the prerequisite videos were helpful that we've gone over here. Mainly the most important takeaway I would say from all of this is if you're using mouse and keyboard, the mouse adjustments make a world of difference. It should be obvious to you if you followed my steps here. When I would advise you to do that too. Try the game first if you're going to use mouse and keyboard. Try the game first with no adjustments, and see how terrible it is. You can tell immediately right from the title screen once you take control of your cursor to try to go into options or start a new game. You can immediately tell something is wrong with your mouse. But play into the game a little bit. Get into the game at least to the point maybe where you first pick up your weapon that you use and see how terrible it is. And then make all of these adjustments using the mouse fix in the other sensitivity settings, and then restart your game from the very beginning. And leave me a comment. I'd be curious to know, that it's helped you and that it's improved things. I didn't come up with all of these things. I'm just consolidating information, and I've done the trial and error, the research and the testing. Some of the things I talk about in these videos are definitely information from the PC Game Wiki, because that's where I get most of my info from, or where I look for my info first. I'll show you here. I'll show you here. I use the website How Long to Beat all the time to show and know how long a game is going to take to finish. Here's PC Game Wiki. You can also find this link. It's on my channel. If you go to my channel here, you will find the link up here in my banner to take you directly there. And then I've already bookmarked to the game, but use the search bar, whatever. So as you can see here, multiple save, glitch fix, poor mouse control. These are the fixes. Here's where you can find your settings path, your save path. This talks about video settings relating to, anisotropic filtering, the AA, VSync. There's field of view stuff. I think the field of view is fine at default, so I didn't cover it. But there's a program called Widescreen Fixer if you want to mess with that, where you can try to adjust it if you feel like doing that. I have an FOV video. Show you in my section on my homepage, channel and other collection, various. There's a field view FOV explanation video. It's only 5 minutes long if you want to learn about FOV. And yeah, the brightness setting, I didn't cover that, but in the settings.txt, there's a window.gamma. And this is the brightness setting in the game. If you need to, you can adjust it here just like you do the mouse sensitivity, and you can extend it past its limit. This talks about inputs, key bindings, controllers, audio, let you know about surround, localizations for languages, issues. So here's the mouse problem, and here's the link to that DLL file. And then here's issues about using higher frame rate, invisible doors, unbreakable containers, stretched geometry, Dr. Mercer doesn't appear, lockup and zero gravity. And here's the multiple save error or bug. Here you can find, whether it's running in DirectX 9, 10, 11, OpenGL, Vulkan, whatever it's running in. Windows 32-bit or 64, any middleware like that it uses. Here's how you unlock. The difficulty, impossible before actually doing it. Gives you system requirements. So as you can see, this is a gold mine of information, and you can search up anything, so type in Dead Space, and you can go to 2023, and here's Dead Space Remake, the brand new one. It even shows you the games that are out for the series, which is really helpful. You know, when a game is brand new, it's going to have limited to no information. So wow, this game's already got a bunch of issues. There's also a lot of fixes. I haven't looked at any of this yet. But yeah, if it's a new game, you know, it can take a while to build up. So yeah, highly recommend that. And then of course go to Steam, you know, to look up stuff, or the wiki, just the default Wikipedia to get information. This is where I get a lot of my information for the introduction videos and the config and tech. You know, I use the PC Game Wiki, and then for modding I always look at the Nexus mods, or this is ModDB. ModDB is older than the Nexus. It's going to have a lot of older games mods on it, but could have newer game on it too, but mostly old games are going to be on here. And then Nexus Mods is the primary mod source for any game. And so in here, you know, we're on Dead Space. Just go popular all time, and then it will just list all of them that there is. And there's only 2 pages worth, I think, for this game on the Nexus. Yeah. Saves and, like I said, reshades and different skins and whatnot, which I'm not going to be using any. I don't think I'm going to be. Just going to be using default outfits and whatnot. So yeah, that covers everything here. And in the next video, we'll be getting into the gameplay portion of the game. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you there.